Well, good morning. Here we go. We're ready for takeoff, I guess. I'm really looking forward to being of assistance to you, to helping people solve problems or to get a perspective that eases life. You know, it's a complicated life, and man, we are in the middle of some extraordinary changes and challenges right now. I know a lot of you must be feeling this energy and experiencing some definite effects. I don't know if I would call them consequences so much as effects of what's going on in the planets and so forth. Um, so I'm just looking forward to talking to you, and let's all help each other make sense of these things. You know, we're in it together, and we've got to learn to work together one way or another. So I'm going to say the divine self prayer right now because it's a good one. It's not in my book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, but it's still worth sharing with you right now. Right, shortly after I wrote this, I started channeling the book, so I'm not surprised it came through after that. By the power of divine light within me. Oh, by the way, repeat after me if you can. Good morning, Pat Hansen. Repeat after me if you can. By the power of divine light within me. Come, Holy Spirit, Spirit of light, Spirit of truth. Open my conscious channel with the divine self. Most high beings of light, restore me to serenity. Guide me as the light of the divine self works in and through me now. Divine self, grant me divine sight, that the truth may be seen, felt, and known. Flood me with your light, authority, and courage. Empower my soul's higher purpose. Unleash my manifest abundance and highest good. The divine self is now present and fully incorporated. Let that settle in. So Pat Hansen has her question ready. Here we go. Can we do that again with pauses so we can repeat, please? Sure. I think that would be really a good idea. Here we go. By the power of divine light within me. Come, Holy Spirit, Spirit of light, Spirit of truth. Open my conscious channel with the divine self. Most high beings of light, restore me to serenity. Guide me as the light of the divine self works in and through me now. Divine self, grant me divine sight, so that the truth may be seen, felt, and known. Flood me with your light, authority, and courage. Empower my soul's higher purpose. Unleash my manifest abundance and highest good. The divine self is now present and fully incorporated. Thank you, Pat Hansen. I think it was a good repeat, worth doing. I may try to post this later in the comments or on the Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness page here, because it's a nice prayer. I just sort of rediscovered it, and it's like, whoa. I did a whole class on channeling the divine self, and it was quite something. Good morning, Jan Harrison. I welcome you. I'm hoping to be of service to folks who join the page today, somehow answer some questions, and provide the divine self perspective, or the soul perspective, or the Akashic perspective. And we have the Akashic beings of light with us today, strongly with us today. I want to thank all of you for your prayers and thoughts of healings. And thank you, Pat, for letting the folks at CLM know that I needed prayers. I'm getting better. A little ways to go. I'm still having trouble walking and having endurance walking without getting into a whole lot of pain and having to ice or heat or treat myself a lot. But it's getting better. And I'm getting body work, treatment, and chiropractic and all that kind of stuff. Okay, Pat says, oh, thank you, Shara Renee. That's wonderful. Thank you. Pat says, best way to be ready for unexpected changes and disruptions to come. Well, being connected to the divine is the only way, really, I can see having enough flexibility and acceptance and courage to greet all these changes. And from what I can tell, there's a lot of foreshadowing going on in the world of psychics and so forth that is predicting some discomfort and scary stuff. Scary stuff. And my experience is that when I'm connected to the divine, pretty much everything is a smaller speed bump than if I'm disconnected. If I'm running on self-will instead of divine will, then I I think I'm more rigid and my energy is less flexible and my attitude is more focused on what I want rather than what the divine higher purpose is for that moment. Good morning, Marco Kurkansky. Good to see you. So it really is driving us deeper into our divine connection and our divine origins. And so it kind of makes sense why it came up to read the divine self prayer, because the truth is we have that spark of the divine in us, and that's, you know, how we are created, is as a spark of the divine light. And well, my fearful self wants to cling to that, like cling, you know, like grab on and hold on for dear life. And my more aware self is merging more with the divine light within me, and knowing that I am a part of the divine, just as you all are a part of the divine. And that the sense of belongingness is like achingly apparent that we all need to remember that sense of belongingness. We're all from the divine tribe. None of us are left out, not chosen, rejected, or anything. Everyone is welcome because everything is made and sourced in the divine. And just being in that and remembering that is so comforting and brings a steadiness and a hope and a kind of a sensibility and a balance, and not radical and erratic and fearful, you know, grasping at straws for solutions. Best way to be ready for unexpected and changes and disruptions to come. Well, you know, time is moving faster, and it has been for at least a decade or so. And good morning, Teresa. As we have to adapt to a faster moving earth plane consciousness, we have to remember that our inner consciousness is that of the divine, and really asking this like worldly thoughts, you know, thoughts that are generated by mass consciousness, the news, you know, other people who are preaching fear. We have to ask ourselves, are these thoughts true? Are they sourced in the divine? Are what is being predicted true? I do feel that we are being asked to evolve faster as well. And just because the question occurs, it says to me that it's valid for you. The evolution is very valid. And, I think for Pat Hansen, especially, she has a deep connection with Mother Mary, and, being divinely sourced in Mother Mary's energy, divinely connected, divinely, to me, it's like Mother Mary opens her cape and wraps you in that safety, envelops you in that comfort. And, my favorite acronym for fear is future events already ruined. Future events already ruined. And maybe Marco can put that in the comments here for me. And I think whenever I go way out in the future, or even like to next week, my personality gets fearful. Good morning, Rebecca Donald. Hi, sweetheart. When I get out in future, I get fearful. My worries about the future kick in, and my ego self, my physical self, my personality, however you want to call it, goes right into fear. What could go wrong here, and who's going to mess with me, and how am I not going to get what I want, or that kind of thing. So it's important that be reined in, that okay, reined in. All I have to do to get out of the fear of the future is stand in the present moment. All I have to do to get out of fear is to know that I am part of the divine. I have my place in the divine's grand plan. And, things are sort of working out without my having to manage them. I might need to be a conscious person in the process. I might need to be making choices that resonate with the divine's plan. I might need to be truing my attention and conscious awareness to consciousness of the divine's action and purpose in my life, and how I am a component of the execution of the divine plan on earth. I may not know what the hell that really means. I mean, when I started channeling, I asked Anubis, my guide, what the higher purpose of our work together was. And Anubis said, our higher purpose is to reunite humans with their souls, and hence with the divine. Now, that was in 1988. And there are several components to that statement that were sort of above my knowingness. I didn't really have a conscious awareness of having a soul, and what did that mean? I mean, about all I knew about it was what the Jehovah's Witnesses had kind of taught me about a soul, and the soul was in mortal danger of going to hell at pretty much any second, and I kind of figured I was on that route anyway, so there wasn't much I was going to be able to do about it. They certainly didn't really give me day-to-day solutions. And I didn't know how I was related to my soul and how my soul was related to me. And I certainly didn't know what it felt like to be reunited with the divine. But this purpose has persisted over time. And then, I learned to channel, and then I learned about the Akashic Records, which are soul-based and soul level information and a soul level plane of consciousness. And so, and then as I'm exploring the soul and I'm writing this book, channeling this book, it's all about the soul and being reunited with the soul. Bringing forth soul consciousness, is really, how do I merge with my soul and have that be my operating system, not my flawed, human, self-centered, narrow focus, me, consciousness, but soul being larger than me and intrinsically a part of the divine. How do I unify the three of us and bring forth that soul consciousness and have that be a working part of me? And in my experience, it's prayer, it's meditation, it's consciously asking, okay, soul, divine, how do I merge with you? What does merging with you feel like and look like and vibrate like today? It's sort of a daily occurrence or moment to moment occurrence. And so that to me is the answer to that question. And it's really easy to get disconnected and wrapped up and distracted from all this, from my connection with the divine through listening to the news or listening to other people's traumas. But when I am in my right frame of mind, my right consciousness, I have a big heart. I can activate my spiritual heart, which is so much bigger than me and so much more emanating of love, and it reaches so much further that it's really valuable in its power and its loving persistence and presence. And it's far more divinely sourced than my little human heart or my little human mind. I think it's much a bigger piece of me. Thank you, Shira Renee Seaver, for your prayers for ease and grace. So far, so good, but it's slower going, I'm going to get some more body work later today, and that will help. I'm working with Brad Benson at Healus, HEALUS, in Mill Valley, California, and he's doing some neuromuscular reprogramming, and it is amazing work. That was one of the things that helped me recover from multiple sclerosis. Anyway, so is your book available on Kindle or Nook? Yes, it's on Kindle, you bet. It is definitely available as an audiobook. And I recommend the audiobook because text is channeled. It's got a lot of energy. It's very experiential. There are 13 energy exercises in the book that take you through different processes, like claiming your soul, or releasing yourself from the judgment jail, or embodying your soul's light, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But so where it's available as an audio, so it is available on Kindle. And I'm in the process of getting Ingram Sparks to authorize it as an ebook, or convert it to being an ebook for in that form. Ingram Sparks is like the #1 book supplier in the United States for the indie bookstores. So it's as a self-published author, channeled author. I don't really feel like I can take credit for that whole thing. It's a very critical for me to be on Ingram Sparks. It's taken me months to get up there, but you can get it in print from Ingram Sparks. You can get it soon as an ebook or a Kindle type format. Now, audiobooks. The audiobook version of Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness is on Apple Books, audiobooks.com, Hoopla, Kobo, Rakuten, Libro FM, which I believe is the supplier to most of the libraries. So you can even check out my book as an audiobook on libraries. You should ask for it at your library. Let me see. I have so many. Here's my sheet. I have a cheat sheet. Storytell, at audiobooks.com, Overdrive. And if you want an autographed signed copy of my book, you can Venmo me $30. The usual retail price is $24 for a paperback version, but I got to send it to you. I got to mail it to you. So that cost me another $6. And so I sign it and put this beautiful little gold sticker that says autographed copy on it. So we can discuss that via text or email or messenger or something like that if you want a signed copy. But thank you for asking those wonderful questions, Pat. That's great. I want Pat, the public, to know that Pat, has been instrumental in helping me get my book published. She sort of answered my very beginning questions on how to get this thing rolling. I'm going to refresh my screen and see if anybody's got more questions. I'm very interested in asking or answering your questions or channeling information for you, because that's the point of this thing. Teresa Ziskovsky says 100%. Yes. Yes. My sense also of navigating this fast changing world and energy, and truly the planets are are arranging themselves or on their cycles, is causing a lot of this change and bringing out the lies and bringing forward lots of great new options. It's really asking yourself, what is the truth? What do I believe? There are a lot of conspiracy theories. There's a lot of malarkey out in the world. And, when I started studying the Akashic Records, my teacher would say, is it applicable? Is it practical? Is this really useful in someone's life? And that was the distinction that really helped clarify whether I was getting information from the Akashic Records or not, because, you know, the records really hold the soul's entire journey there, and the guides respectfully and kindly and compassionately bring forth options for us that are loving and practical and applicable and useful. Not like put your ear or your elbow in your fourth chakra and spin around 14 times, face the north, and, you know, bury a crystal in the south 40, and you know, burn a dollar bill. I don't know, something. It's not spooky. It's really practical. And the Akashic Records offer a change in perspective, and the very tone of the Akashic Records are loving, compassionate, non-judgmental. They don't inspire resistance. They don't inspire, you know, condemnation. They don't speak to that part of me that's already tangled up in my head or divorced from my heart. They speak to my heart, my essence, the soul part of me that is running my life and has created this life for me. And that's what you learn to do in my book. You learn how to open your Akashic records, and you learn how to ask questions in there, and you learn to create a relationship with your masters, teachers, and loved ones, who are the beings that help you in your Akashic records, as well as you have a connection with the Akashic beings of light, and they are juicy good. Woohoo! They are really good. The resistance from others is strong too. Yes, it is. And, you know, resistance is based in that dualistic earth life that is right, wrong, good, bad, yes, no, us against them. You know, it's always black or white. And when I can let go of resistance, there is space that opens up for a third or a fourth perspective, you know, of a change of viewpoint that is more allowing. And that's why I love the expression expand to include. You know, it's expand to include. It's just so good. This is the expand to include logo right here, and you see it all the time on this group page. That's what we're doing. Okay, Teresa is oh, what's the stone that you're wearing on your necklace? I'm so drawn to it, can't keep my eyes away from it. It is metallized glass, and I bought it in Brazil when my sweetheart and I were visiting John of God, and they sold these down there. So it's got some really good healing energy in it, and I like the colors. And it is, I mean, it's a heart symbol. What better symbol? You know, Jesus wasn't crucified on a heart. You know, like that's not neither here nor there. And it's a common symbol that every human being from every race, creed, culture, skin color, group relate to. It is an expand to include symbol, don't you think? So it's metallized glass, but I do think it's infused with a lot of good energy, and it hangs on my jewelry board in here in this office, and it gets a lot of good energy from all the readings I do in here, and the essential oils I diffuse, and I wrote the book in here, channeled the book in here, all that kind of stuff. And okay, so let's talk about resistance, because I think that's one of the biggest obstacles involved with being alive on the planet. What is my resistance? Why am I resisting? Resistance, as the guides say in my book, under every resistance is a fear asking to be healed. Under every resistance is a fear asking to be healed. And I think that's the bottom of it, because, when I'm resisting, I'm pretty sure you're going to mess with me in a way I don't like, or you're going to get what I want, or you're going to take from me, or I'm not going to get what I'm after, or you're going to try and convince me, or I'm going to lose. Somehow I'm going to lose on this deal, and I'm going to resist you. I'm going to resist losing. So Teresa says, one person in my neighborhood is so resistant to my energy and light. He curses at me and calls names and threatens me. The more light I send him, the nastier he gets. Fear is his base. Well, he's seeing your light. And it jostles him. I remember one of the prayers that my sweetheart's teacher, Ron Roth, Pat Hansen will recognize that name as well. He would say, peace to my thoughts, peace to my feelings, peace to my body, peace to my emotions. And I would just bring that idea around whenever he sees you, and just grant that peace to yourself, because you can't fix him, do anything, change him. And whatever you try to do to change him is going to be met with resistance, because it's not his choice. He has to choose it. And he hasn't given you permission to help him choose it. They have to want to. I can't force it on another person. It doesn't work that way. And he's a great mirror for what resistance and fear and judgment, how they affect others. This person in your neighborhood, he's representing in that way. And I know, Teresa, that is not what you exude, but people who feel that resistance, fear, and judgment are warranted in life, and life has to be met with that in order to survive, are pretty darn convinced of that, and see the light as dangerous, uncontrollable, possibly demonic. So, peace to my thoughts, peace to my emotions, peace to my feelings, peace to my body. I think there's one more component. Oh, Teresa says alcohol is a factor. And that's the alcohol speaking, and all the cells inside that body who are going, give me more alcohol. That's the consciousness of the alcohol speaking. And so we place this gentleman in the hands of the divine. The divine knows what to do with him. The divine understands. Oh, wow. Beer is his base. Alcohol is a factor. If people are raised in an environment of fear and chaos and intimidation, someone who is calm and at peace and stable are really foreign. Those unknowable. And in my experience as a sober alcoholic, most alcoholics, and myself included, are fear-based. And we were always trying to shut that fear up with the alcohol, trying to calm things down, trying to stabilize, trying to gain some equilibrium and bring on some peace. And that was the only solution to all my problems. It became the only solution to all my problems. And so the more problems I had, some of which were generated by the alcoholism, the less peace I had, and the more I had to shut that chaos and fear down with alcohol, because that's the only way I knew how to do it. And there's a thing I do also when I don't know what to do with people, or my little mind wants to fix it or help it or cure it or heal it, is the 3 C's. This is Al-Anon talking. I didn't cause it, I can't control it, I can't cure it. It's an inside job, so I can't cause it, cure it, or control it. I can place that person in the lap of the divine or in the hands of the divine, because it's something I can't really affect the kind of change that is needed. I could pray for them. Before dinner, my sweetheart and I pray for the people who have physical ills and are asking for healing, and or who are going through difficult times, mysterious or disconcerting relationship issues, lots of things like that are going on. And so we pray for them, but don't let your thoughts go to him. And one of my teachers, Joel Goldsmith, he was a Christian mystic, and he had some very strong views that were a little different than ordinary Christians. And he was saying that you can't heal someone if you're seeing what needs to be healed, if you're only seeing that. in order to do healing Joel Goldsmith style, I have to become one with the divine, the perfection of the divine, the clarity of the divine, the purity of the divine. I have to be in that. And since the divine didn't create illness, tragedy, chaos, the divine creates through, I can't even imagine the divine order that is possible in the divine. I just have to be in acceptance of that. And have to be so merged with the divine that I don't see anything wrong or out of balance or incorrect or in need of healing, adjusting, whatever. I just see that spirit, that spark inside of them that is still there, pure, gorgeous, relevant, true. Good morning, Karen Shine. Well, how do you do, girlfriend? Nice to see you. All right, I'm looking for anybody else who might have a question. I love to answer questions. That's what, questions are the can openers to things. And, it's okay to have questions. And, that's really good, Teresa. I really appreciate you saying that, because it's, my personality is the part of me that needs help learning how to control my own emotions around negative and resistant energy, as well as not being affected by others' attacks and blocking of my light and energy. Now, when I say someone's blocking me, I have given them the power. As soon as I may take that stance, I've given them the power and I'm the victim. There are times also when because I'm picking up energy all the time and I can pick up people's thoughts. Like when I go to the grocery store, I may turn the volume down on my psychic awareness in a way. And I have this volume button I installed in the base of my tailbone and down the base of my spine, and it goes from 0 to 10. Like now I want to be at a 9 or a 10. And because I'm utilizing my psychic abilities and my consciousness abilities, my energy sensing capabilities. Now, if I go into Trader Joe's, I may want to turn it down to 2 or 1 because I just need to get the grocery list handled. I need to stay focused. I have to be conjuring up meals in my head while I'm shopping, that sort of thing. And the other thing I can do if I feel like there's resistant energy is just to kind of course it, give it the of course treatment. And Linda Howe is where taught me this treatment. It's visiting my emotions in a very short manner. Of course, I feel fearful. Of course, I feel frustrated. Of course, I feel resistant. Of course, I feel like danger, danger. Of course, I feel angry that this person's not receiving me the way I want them to. Of course, I feel I'm at the effect of other people's resistance or beliefs or all that. Of course, I do. It makes perfect sense. That way, I'm not resisting my own reactions. I'm having these reactions. Of course, I'm having these reactions. Of course, it makes sense. And like that. And I found that giving it my feelings like that, the of course treatment, calms them down right away. They get acknowledged. They don't have to be, fluttering around frantic, trying to get my attention because I'm trying to, stuff them or operate on top of it or chase them away or, somehow transform them. I'm just acknowledging them. And then they're like, oh, okay, I can settle down. Okay, I can settle down. Teresa says, I will install a volume button today. That's great. It was really just a survival thing. The other thing, good morning, Kendra Kanoy. How nice to see you there. The other thing I did when I first was getting sober was to install a little sign. Um, kind of like what you see like at the bank where it says next window, please. Like in front of my, I don't know if that's a liver or a spleen or somehow it showed up. I needed to put that little sign there. Next window, please. So sort of like move the energy that way. Yeah, moving along. This is not, I'm not open for business now, next window, please. And that gave me a sense of safety without compromising my consciousness or selling out on my values or let's see, it gave me a sense of I could operate in this world without having to be, at the effect of all these energetics going on. Pat Hansen says, I love this. Well, I love you too. And I love talking like this with people. I hope it's helpful. I try to put it on a practical level because, we are earth beings and we are souls and we are energy beings and we are connected to the divine and we're all that in a bag of chips. And there ain't no handbook that comes with this deal. we have to pick up a lot of skills along the way and try different things. And if anybody else has some ideas about dealing with other people's resistance or feeling blocked, and maintaining your own integrity, and not compromising your values or dealing with automatic reactions. I mean, I have knee-jerk reactions of resistance or anger or, skepticism or being jaded. Oh, that's easy to do. It's easy to retreat into feeling jaded or coming from sarcasm. Did you know the root of the word sarcasm in Latin is to tear flesh? Now, sarcasm can be funny, but it's also meant to be a bite. It's meant to dig into something in somebody. And, it can be a cover. It can be a way I cover up my tenderness and my vulnerability. Anyway. So we're coming up on almost an hour here. Is there something else somebody wants to know? Kendra or Karen, Shine, anybody? I would love to do what anybody else needs. So I'm going to put in the comments right now my acronym for fear, because I think that is a good one. Mhm. I am available to do readings. The best way to schedule with me is to go on my website and you use the scheduling buttons. You can schedule yourself for a divine energy healing. You can schedule a reading. You can schedule a pre-surgery appointment. You can schedule a house clearing. You can schedule a real estate reading if you're looking to move to a new apartment, cottage, house. If you're buying property, raw land, an actual building, we can open the Akashic records of all those locations and get a sense of the energy in that location and whether or not that is an enhancement to your soul's purposes and or not, or what the higher purpose of that particular location is. If you're looking to move somewhere, we can look at the energy of that. We can look at health issues, romance issues, finance issues. We can look at, what is the meaning of life issues. We can look at what your soul's themes are for this life. We can look at so many things that are empowering to you and help you align yourself with who you truly are as light, as a soul. It's very fun, very fun. And I love reading for you. So again, I really want you to buy my book. And if you haven't done so already, consider whether you want an audiobook or you want a paperback or you want a Kindle version. It's all available. I'm still working on getting it up on Audible. Audible has the tightest recording specifications. And so some of my recordings need to be, some of the chapters are not at the right specification. So I had to send it back to the engineer. I had it formally recorded in a real recording studio, like no fooling, big money. um, and so he's making those adjustments for me, and then it can go up on Audible. So if you want a signed copy and you wanted to have this autographed copy sticker put on it, digital message me, use Messenger or leave me a message and we'll connect, and I can give you my Venmo, and you can send me $30 and I will sign it and write a special note inside the cover just for you. All right. I love you all. Thank you very much for being with me. I really appreciate it. I'm honestly honored to be of service, and hopefully I was. All right. Love you. Have a great day. Bye now. Have a great day.